Hello guys, Jessica Speciale here. So today I just wanted to speak about TGIM. Thank God it's Monday. It's Monday and it seems a little bit different to think about TGIM because usually we hear things like TGIF. But I really wanted to explain, I guess, what this concept is about and things that you can do and how you can apply this into your lives, especially as mummies. So the basic idea about TGIM that I got introduced to was, thank God it's Monday. And the reason why we kind of focus on the beginning of the week rather than the end of the week, I guess it's a difference between focusing on, like if you're focusing on the end of the week, being TGIF, you're basically spending your days just trying to get through the day, trying to get through the week. And look, I've been there, right? Like you're just, especially when you got kids, you're like, come on, 2 o'clock. And you're like, come on, bath time, come on, bedtime. And we're just kind of getting through the day. And then I look at days like that and I look back on what I've achieved. And usually what I've done is I've kept the kids alive, which is a great achievement, but I haven't really done anything off my goals list. For me personally as a mum, or as a person, I haven't moved to any of my personal goals. So the idea of TGIM is, we get to celebrate the beginning of the week and then we focus on what we can get out of the week as opposed to just getting through it. So on a daily basis, we can think of this of, what can we get from the day? What can we achieve out of the day? What can we get from this day? We're going to be living it anyway, rather than just trying to get through it. And no judgment if you just have one of those days where you just literally need to get through it, because like I said, I've been there. I've been there many times. But the way that I like to do this is, on a Monday, not only are we so lucky we have this incredible mindset session at PCLC. If you're in Perth, in Leederville, we have this great mindset session which kind of takes you through of how to get inspired and motivated. But if you can't get to something like that, something you can do right now is think of 1 or 2 things that you want to achieve from this week. So what are your goals? And the basic ways to determine this is, if you have set any long-term goals, you can kind of break it down and think on a weekly basis, like what can I do to do this? But, again, I know for mums, we're really busy and it really depends all the time. Not only do our weeks depend on what's happening, especially if your kids get sick, that can throw everything out of the works. And also our lives change on a daily basis depending on how the kids have slept and all that kind of stuff. So don't mind the monitor in the background, baby's sleeping. So for me, what I like to do is I like to kind of think about what's going on during the week and what do I want to get out of it in terms of like a growth perspective, which is the type of person that I want to be, I guess, in terms of reaching my goal. So for me, we've got a lot of stuff going on for our family this week. So for me, what I really want to focus on this week is I really want to focus on just being in a positive mindset and being present. So if I'm breaking this down on a daily basis, I just need to really remember what my priorities are and really remember not to sweat the small stuff. So the way that I'm going to apply this week is really just by taking a moment to breathe and just telling myself, like, it's okay. It doesn't matter, or it's not worth it. When I'm starting to feel myself get wound up, because really if we can't deal with those anger emotions or, stuff that kind of can get us down, that can really affect us. So that's what I'm going to be doing. I'm going to be watching a heap of YouTube and getting more into my reading and stuff just to make sure I've got a positive mindset and so I can really be present with my family and my kids. The second thing I want to do is I'm on this constant evolution to try and be a better person in general. And one thing that's been coming up a lot for me recently is this whole idea about listening. So I'm thinking that the universe is trying to tell me something. So this week I'm going to be really intentional about trying to be silent and, in that way trying to be, I guess, more empathetic for people, because I kind of think in situations of like, just say, I have a lot of people who want to come and talk to me, right? And I'm usually, I've thought about it and I thought, they're not actually coming to talk to me because they necessarily want to find out about me. They want to come and talk to me because they want to tell me something. So they don't want to come and hear me just go like blah, which is what I usually do. You know, someone comes and talks to me and then I just get all like wound up in what's happening in my life and I just end up like word vomiting on them. But usually they're coming and they want to talk to me and they want to tell me something about what's happening in their life. Maybe they're asking for advice. Maybe they're just excited to share something, just excited to, you know, just have a normal conversation with me. So that's the second thing I'm going to really focus on, is really listening to people and being more silent, you know, and just trying to take in what people are saying. So that's just from my personal example. I guess 2 things that I'm going to really try and get out of this week, you know, I'm going to try and get from this week. So then by the time Friday rolls around, you know, I've already taken steps during the week to make improvements or, you know, move in the direction that I want to. So, you know, these weeks aren't just passing by with, I guess, no real direction or nothing happening. You know, from the beginning of the week, I'm already beginning to make an impact, not necessarily in a huge amount of people's lives, but definitely into my own and then the people around me. I'm definitely making an impact by what I'm focusing on, because, you know, you get what you're focused on. And if you think about it this way, you know, we do all kind of need a bit of motivation to get us through. But if you're trying to get a piece of string across the table in a straight line, is it easier to push it or is it easier to pull it? It's much easier to get it across in a straight line when we're pulling the string. So that's kind of like when we set a goal towards the end of the week, or we have a focus for the end of the week of what we really want to get from the week, we're getting pulled towards that. You know, our focus and our energy of what's on that end goal is pulling us towards, it's pulling us to make those better decisions and those positive actions. So that's really, for me, how I look at it, because if you're being pushed, and I'll talk about a little bit more about this in like a different video that has to do with motivations and goals and whys. But, you know, if you're getting pushed to do something, it's not going to feel good for you. You're just going to get drained. You're just going to get worn out, especially when it's your family pushing on all these things against you. You know, as mums, we give and we sacrifice so much. So it's important for us to set 1 or 2 things. They might not be big things, but 1 or 2 things that we want to focus on that will pull us towards that focus. And then we can really have a sense of achievement in something that we've done for and achieved by the end of the week. So I hope this helps you guys. You know, I really challenge you to set 1 or 2 things that you want to achieve during this week, whether it's just to eat better, whether it's just to play with your kids more, whether it's to turn off the TV, you know, for an hour where you wouldn't usually, or just anything like that. Just think of a couple of things that you want to do a little bit different this week, set a goal, and then just really try to focus on that for the week to make it happen. Thanks. Speak to you later. Bye.